Well, hello and welcome. Exciting times. I just had a text message off John saying that he's having a go at harvesting these beans. So as I climb up the hills, I was coming down the other side of the valley, I could see some dust rising off the field, so he's obviously having a degree of success with them. But we're just up the road here. Now these beans have been a little bit of a bugbear, to be honest with you. Planted on the 13th of April, which could have been a tad late, I don't know. And here we are on the 25th of November, and we're starting to harvest them. So let's just see if he's actually getting... Oh, he is. He's motoring on with them by the looks of things. There you go. See him in the distance. Should we maybe just go and have a slightly closer look? Let me just get in here and I'll just park up here, and we'll climb out and we'll have a look at the crop and see what it looks like, and then we'll have a wander along. There's Kenny just away across there to offload him. Right, let's take a look. They're reasonably dry. Still got the consistency of chewing gum anyway. Let's go and have a closer look. Well, here we are. We're down in the field that John's cutting. He's just come into another field to take the headland off. You've heard me banging on from time to time about how light this land is up here, and just bear in mind we're at the 25th of November, and we've had quite a lot of rain, and you see the combine's travelling, it's hardly even leaving a mark. And okay, there's benefits in there quite easily of the direct drill, not turning the soil over every time, but you get a bit of an idea of how easy it is to travel on the ground up here in November. Now if this lot does get combined, it's a case of what to do with it. Back in 1989, when I was a lad, I grew some spring wheat on that field through there, which I planted in November, and it did reasonably well. So there's a possibility, because of what you've just seen with the ground here, if this was to get cleared, you could get on basically any time between now and whenever, as long as it doesn't absolutely tip down. Once it rains here, give it a couple of days and it'll dry out and you'll be able to get on and plant. So that would possibly be an option to plant some of these spring wheats that you can plant during the autumn and the winter. Just have to wait and see, I don't know. John will probably leave it till the spring, I would think. Let's have a wander down, just see how this is doing, see if it's grunting a bit. But have a bit of a listen. Sounds quite crackly and dry, doesn't it? This is a field called the Holland Hill, which had never been ploughed. It was always grass. I never ploughed it, never grew crops in it. It's been grass for years. It's right near the farmsteading over there, and it was always just used for cattle. There he goes, seems to be romping on at a fair old pace. Dust coming off it. Does he look happy? Hard to tell. There we get a wave. Not looking too bad. It's just great to see them being cut. That's a nice sort of dry, harvesty smell. coming off that dust, so it's not too bad at all. Just look at all that lovely stuff to go back into the ground. Get the worms to pull all of that back in. Lovely. Just while we're here, look at that lovely old sycamore tree. That's some size, isn't it? Bloody hell. Have another little look at them coming down. Right, well, that's the first 2 fields completed. Well, when he gets up that last run. Yield, we don't really know, but at least it lifts the spirits a bit to know that 2 fields have been harvested. He will be heading off into the 3rd field. You can see the dust still rising. It's just gone 4 o'clock in the afternoon with a nice sunset coming on, but John's just going to bash on as long as it stays dry and as long as it's still chucking dust out the back. The sample that's coming off looks nice and clean. It's a nice colour. There's no dust coming off the sample as it's going into the trailer. There's no mould or anything on it. It looks really nice. It doesn't seem to be putting a lot over the back. Let's have a quick look at the ground here. What a lovely surface to plant into. John thinks he'll not be planting in here until the spring. We've got some Santiago winter wheat to put in, but it would be late, wouldn't it, putting that in. So there we go. We've eventually had a day's harvesting the beans. Thank the Lord for that. But that's great, and we'll catch up with you next time. Maybe doing a little bit more tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. You can subscribe if you like. It's completely up to you. We'll catch you next time. Bye now. Well, there he goes on a run up the 3rd field, and dust still coming off at 4:20. So I think he's going to be able to keep going for a while tonight. Considering there's hardly a breeze, there's a little bit, but there's not a lot. So it will be interesting to see how far he gets on tonight. But it's great. There you go. There's the light coming on. So he must be nearly full. Sam will be on his way back. Not be long before he gets back. So all we need really is another couple of reasonable days, and that will be the bean harvest and the harvest completed, absolutely finished. So anyway, great. We'll leave you with that view of the combine in the dust on the 25th of November at 4:20 in the afternoon. Absolutely bloody amazing. Right, thanks a lot. Bye now.